Or I'm seriously only considering dating actual teenagers.
What's going on, guys? My name is Cam. I am here with
Unc Jae.
we're here in the building, guys. So we got a good one for y'all today. This is a little old, but
I'm just now finding out about it. So yeah.
Admiral and Preach reacted to it. I think they'll do like a pretty funny reaction. We'll kind of skim through it. But this is about, I don't remember his name, Redbeard Rants, something like that. Redbeard Rants. I've seen him before because he does a lot of content on Brazil, especially if you're in the travel space and you're trying to go to Brazil and stuff. He, to me, was like a prominent Brazilian guy, can tell you about Brazil. But I know what he meant by his title. But those are one of those things you just keep to yourself, man. For you to actually put it out, like I would have kept that to myself.
Yeah,
even if he truly meant,
keep to yourself, man.
You don't say that. I only date 18 and 19-year-olds. Huh? Dude, that sounds crazy.
That's horrible, man. You know what I mean? Like, he just using the word teenager. That's why, like, I'll be at the beach sometimes, and I'm like, man, that girl looks suspect. And I'll see these old dudes talking to him. I'm like, oh my God, man. You know, some people just look, you could just tell they got that baby look to them. But let's see what he got to say. You know, hey.
Let's check it out.
Some people just like self-reporting. I'm sure it's because
Subway, eat fresh.
I'm at the point now where I'm seriously only considering dating actual teenagers, 18 and 19 years old, because women do not come pre-assembled. This is a quote from my good friend, client, and now business partner, Myron Gaines.
Again! You fucking idiots! Yo, I don't think a fresh and fit.
They ain't claiming that dude now. I don't think they want to claim each other, man. What the hell?
You know, they probably made a video defending him, talking about, well, it makes sense because when a girl's 18, you can train her more and you can do all these things. Listen, some language, man, is not for the public. Even if it's true, like my dad always tell me this. He said, hey, we talk crap and stuff, but you'll never hear me talk like this in front of your mother. Some language isn't for women to hear.
Man, look.
Or the public to hear.
My daughter's 18. And when I think about the way that she thinks about things in life right now, I couldn't imagine being with one of her friends and they think the same way. Like, oh my God.
Torture.
Yeah. Nah.
Torture, bro.
I don't want nothing in the teens.
My friend's gonna come in the first 10 seconds.
We're good.
Hey man, you are the company you keep.
What he means by that and what I mean by that is that by the time a woman turns 22, 23, 27, sometimes even by the time they're 20 years old or even younger, they have acquired so many bad habits, so many negative behavior patterns, so many crazy and wrong and harmful opinions and points of view that it is actually quite staggering how many bad habits needs to be worked out of them that sometimes it's too late for them.
Pause. Also, at that age, they are so arrogant with their knowledge, the little knowledge that they know, that they think they really got it. And you got to argue with them, thinking that they know life. You know how I know? I was a teenager as well.
It was interesting too, because you guys talk about like, oh, they develop so many bad habits, all this other stuff. And then you look at the guys who say this goofy ass shit, and they're some of the most dysfunctional, emotional.
Welcome to the multiverse.
Yeah, it's just like what you're the one going to tell her. You know, the guy you're taking cues from is just yelling at women, dropping hard NERs all the time, always emotional, constantly harassing people on social media all day, can't keep his shit together.
Yes! Oh, dude. Can you hear me? I'm coming in and out. Okay, yeah, I just came in and out. That scared me, but yeah. But for and again, it's like this guy's 30. I think he's in his 30s or stuff like that.
He's 36.
He's 36, which is nothing wrong with that. But again, we spoke about this earlier privately. When you're dealing with people of a young age and they're trying to figure it out, there's nothing you could tell me. Like even me, I'm just turned 25, but for me to speak to a girl who's like 18 or 19 and just have a conversation, we can have a conversation like on a base level. But when I started talking about like future plans and stuff like this, you can just tell they're just like, well, I'm gonna go to school. And when I finish school, it's just not there, man. It's not there. Nah, they don't have a clue. Because I'm looking at,
because a lot of I didn't mean to cut you off. A lot of people don't have they don't have that drive like I had when see, for me, I knew it was two choices. 18 years old, go to college or go to the military. And I was not prepared for going to college when I first got out of high school. I was just like, I'm ready to go. I didn't want to have nothing to do with my mom having to take care of me or anything. Like, I wanted my own money. But it just seems like, to me, some of the younger people, 18, just getting out of school, like, they're comfortable with, oh, well, you know, I'll just depend on mom and dad for years like that. A lot of them don't want their own. And I don't understand that, you know, but hey, I guess it's just a whole different world. But man, I felt like I didn't have a choice, bro. At 18, I needed to have a plan.
Yeah. I agree with you. And it has to do with our parents coddling us as well.
Yeah.
Like I got 3 brothers and and 2 sisters. So you can kind of tell, like, I was the middle child. So like they just threw me and my other brother was like, they had us like 3 sets. They had 3, right? Then like 5 years, then they had 3 more. So you get like each set, like, so my oldest brother, he was the middle child between the 2 girls. Me and him are the most similar because we had to fend for ourselves. We're just middle kids, so we just had to do everything and do whatever. So we get along the most. And he said he had the same mentality. Like, parents were like, hey, dog, you just gotta walk to school, man. Walk to school, bro. We can't take you. My youngest brother, they're walking him to school, picking him up, dropping him off to college classes. I couldn't, bro. Like, Brady just got his license last year. He just turned 20. He just finally got driver's license. I was driving to high school at 14. And my dad said, no one better not catch you, because if they catch you, I'm gonna put my hands on you. So I was at 14. I was waking up at 4 a.m. I would drive to school, take all the back routes. I had no license, only had my learner's permit. And I did that for 2 years till I got my license.
Wow.
And never got caught. Driving to school every day, going to the theaters in my little 1997 Nissan Sentra.
Wow.
So it really is about, I do think parents too, they're kind of screwing their kids. You got to let them go out and fail.
Yeah.
You have to.
Exactly.
And who's more hormonal than a menopausal woman, okay, gonna dictate to a young 18-year-old how to live life and be a decent person. Most of y'all are embarrassing to be around. Why are you guys trying to give cues to others? I don't get it.
Hence, if you date an 18, 19, 20-year-old girl, then they can be saved. Now, when my good friend Myron Gaines says women do not come pre-assembled, he means they're not a finished and complete product outside the box. They need the guidance of a man to kind of push away these bad habits that they may be acquiring from mainstream media, certainly from universities and college campuses. Feminism, movies, pop culture, etc., is actually quite staggering. And that's why I'm considering dating younger girls, because they tend to be more of like a blank slate. And very feminine women, if they are dating a guy who has a strong masculine frame, they tend to just kind of absorb his points of view and his ways of thinking and his value system. And truly feminine and naturally submissive women kind of mold themselves. I've done a lot of research recently on Myron Gaines. My friend, I've watched some of his videos. I've been a little bit on a binge. And this is going to be a combination of research that I've done on exactly elaborating on that statement, why women don't come pre-assembled. This is also a list of red flags to look out for with girls you're dating. And like I said, with younger girls, hopefully you can get them before they've adopted these negative behavior patterns or made some of these mistakes.
Women don't come pre-assembled. Nobody
on my.
How do you feel about that statement? Women don't come pre-assembled.
Well, this is the thing. They don't, but it's like none of us come pre-assembled.
Yeah.
I am not, all the parts weren't together on me like it is now at 20 years old or under. But at the end of the day, it's like, I think that that's pretty bad to say about women, as far as like, basically you're only giving them their teenage years to be like, I don't like the term moldable, but to become a good mate, you know. I do believe, honestly, I think the critical years are like 24 to like maybe 26, 24 to 27, somewhere around there. 30s kind of pushing it because then you get into that totally independent, whatever. But I think if you can catch them like their senior year of college or right out of college, I think they've gotten the party stuff out of their system. Now they're kind of ready, like, all right, I'm ready to tackle the world and be with somebody. And usually with us, it takes us till about 30 something before we're really thinking about it. But yeah, I don't pre-assembled, and I don't know. 20, that's too 18, 19. Nah, bro, that's diabolical.
This ain't the old days where you were 13, 14 and you was getting married. And you can start it off like that's what my grandma had her first child at like 15. Our grandma's born.
I got cousins that had kids at 12, 13, 14.
Yeah.
You know, babies raising babies, man. You know,
exactly. So they had to grow up fast. They had to learn how to do all that stuff fast. They had to get jobs. They had to become adults. Now,
back in
sucking on their thumbs till they're 28.
And 14, 1500s, man, they were definitely all the way up until like
up to like
1900s. They were marrying chicks real young, you know. Shit, what?
Yeah,
I think Elvis' wife was what 13 or something, 14. He got with her. So I'm like, yeah, that's too young, man.
But I do agree that women they have a shorter time frame.
They do
because people can keep lying to themselves. When you turn 30, your eggs deplete. Like I keep telling people this, like it's just that is actually.
Well, you live too long independent. You know what I mean? Like once a lot of people get married because they love them, but it's also a need. Because most people like they want to get out from under the wings of their parents and stuff like that. So when you get a chick and she feels like safe, protected, she's like, okay, it's a much better situation than with my parents. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's man.
Yeah, it's rough.
Myron Gaines, my good friend, I've watched some of his videos, and it's going to be the majority directly from Myron's mouth. There may be a few things that I put my little spin on. The next one, prioritizing career over family. This is a big one, being heavily career focused to the point that family or relationship priorities take a backseat. You know, this video is about Myron. It's about, his quote, women don't come pre-assembled. You see on the show all the time when they ask, so, men will provide financial support, protection, leadership in the relationship, mentorship, guidance. What do you provide? And they're like, well, I'll provide that stuff too. And it's like, no, bitch, like this, like we don't care about your money. We don't care about your career. We want you to be compliant, feminine, submissive, do what the fuck we say. I mean, within reason, right? This could be clipped and taken the wrong way, but fuck you, go ahead and clip it, take it wrong, give a fuck. But, at least for me, I want my woman to, think, have her own mind, have her own opinions and stuff like that. I don't want like a full, robot droid, but, her job is, the family.
You want her to think, you want her to have her own mind, but then you also want to be able to mold her values and mold. These guys just double speak, man. They say one thing out one side of the mouth.
No, and again, when he's speaking, I understand what he's saying.
Yeah, I know what he's trying to come across is just like, okay, you may have pushed it a little bit too much.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I know what he means about being independent. It's like after, a lot of times, man, when you've been out there so long independent, it's hard to go back to, okay, now I got to share my world with somebody if that's all you've ever known. And some of those women, man, their 20s turn to 30s, 30s turn to 40s, and 40s turn into a lifetime of by themselves. I got sister-in-laws that never been married, been by themselves. Wow. My sister, she got with her guy at about 15, but then they had a baby at like her last year of high school. Both my sisters, they're still with these men 40 years later, 38, 40 years later. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, definitely. It's kind of a double-edged sword, but who knows? They've never been divorced or never been with other men. So, I don't know if that proves his theory right, even though I don't agree with it.
You could look at it a couple ways, and this is what I would say. Today's time, you need your spouse or whoever, they have to work in the United States. It's just no way you could. You need to. It's unfortunate unless that person's a high earner or has a business, which is just not likely, especially at that young age. Even me, I make good money. I'm 25, but still, like, for me to rent an apartment in Florida, South Florida, it's gonna cost me $2,000, $2,200 a month. My car note, my car. It's like, bro, it's all gone at the end, and then I got to support a person and some kids. It's just not. It's not logical. So
I'm kind of with my boy. He don't believe in that, man. But go ahead.
I can't do it. But what's a big fear of mine? It's always been of what happens if I pass away. That's what a lot of these guys don't think about. Because my grandmother's sister, her husband died, and she had 3 kids, no education, and she was just trying to find another man in the church. And she got one because she was desperate, and that person was an abuser, and she was stuck in that for years. Abused the kids for years, but she was forced to because she just couldn't. She had no money. The only thing she knew how to do was raise kids, and even in that, she had to raise other people's kids, and that's how she made money on the side.
You need to have a big insurance policy if you're going to be in a situation like that. But most people don't even think about that. But I'm with you, man. It's like nowadays it takes two, and this is something like I'm all for women's empowerment. I'm all for equal pay and stuff like that, you know. But I think to a certain degree, man, it really messed up the structure of the home. I really feel that way because back when my dad, them, and my mom was growing up, I mean, a lot of the grandparents and the men, they could take care of their family and 2 more.
Yeah.
And they weren't making a whole lot of money, bro.
Yeah.
But they had everything that they needed, you know. But now everything has basically, it's like only thing we accomplished with a lot of that stuff, man, is that we took the kids away from their mom, the mom away from the kids, and now they're latchkey kids. Now the parents don't really have the same influence as they do with them because a lot of them are by themselves. You know what I'm saying? Or with a babysitter full time. So, I mean, my daughter went through the same thing. You know, she pretty much, my ex was working nights. So she had to get a babysitter that could spend the night. So that woman practically raised my daughter, you know, but yeah, I don't know, man. It's crazy. He has some valid points, but then some stuff is just like, you know, I can agree with them. It's like, look at the messenger throwing tantrums and shit.
Yeah,
but
exactly that. Now,
hopefully he won't get caught up in no nonsense, man. I wish him the best.
Yeah, hopefully he's good, man.
I wish him
listen, guys. These governments pay attention.
Yeah.
Let them. Hey, man, just be careful. Check their IDs, because some of these girls, man, they're desperate. They weren't. Even me, when I was young, growing up in Miami, those girls, 15, 16s, going into clubs.
Right. I can tell you this. Hearing, at least in Cartagena, I've never seen too many of these guys asking to look at their ID.
They don't. They just let these girls up and down. They don't really
somewhere will ask them, or the police will ask them. But when the police roll up, that's not the time to find out that this chick is underage. And to me, if you're looking at them 18 or 19, well, it's not that big of a difference between a 16, 17-year-old. You know, as far as body wise or whatever. Some people look more mature. So, yeah. Matter of fact, one of the things I'm going to do with my Airbnb here in Colombia, man, I'm going to have a guy checking IDs at the door, bro. I don't want that smoke. And if somebody show up underage, they got jail. Call the police. I'm snitching. I'm snitching. They'd be like, Jay snitched on me. Yep, you right. You right. Yeah.
That's the only way, man, because you get caught up like that.
Yeah, I hope he don't get caught up, man. You know, like I said, I don't wish nothing bad on nobody, and he's not doing anything illegal. You know, it's just, I don't know, just kind of saying it, even if you're okay with an 18 or 19-year-old or whatever, I don't think that's something you should put out there for the masses. It just came out wrong, all wrong.
That's all I'm saying, man. Don't just keep it to yourself. That's it.
Some stuff you got to keep to yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like if I was gonna save one, I keep it to myself. Only me, her, and God knows. That's it.
Keep that at a quarter. Yeah, these my kids. That's the truth, man.
Yeah.
But hey, guys, do me a favor. Click the like and subscribe button. Comment down any videos down below. If you guys want to see us react to something, man, just drop the link below or send us an email. Anyway, guys, peace.